Hi, so I'm just trying to figure out if anybody can see it on Facebook yet. Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure.
Not showing live.
Okay, I'm gonna do some troubleshooting. Let's see. So I'm going to say something.
Okay, I can hear you. I can hear you via Facebook Live, but I can't see you.
That's because okay, friends, welcome. As with everything, a wonderful, wonderful little piece of technology hiccup for us here at BKK Kids to start us off here for Virtual Online Schools Fair 2024. But I'm happy to report that we have solved the problem. As you know, I guess because you can hear me now, that would be the reason to say that we solved the problem. And here I am. My name is Stephen Laddick. I'm the director of BKK Kids. It's so nice to see you. I'm very happy for everybody that's joined us today. This year is kind of special. I'm just going to grab my notes here. We have a lot of really, this year's really something special. And the reason why is this, because this is the 4th year that we're doing this. We have our largest number of registrants ever for this particular virtual summit that we do. We started this as kind of a dream 4 years ago. It's grown consistently throughout the last 4 years. This year we have over 1,300 people who have registered. Now we probably won't see them all here today, but those select few will be able to see this presentation, or that we're going to do today with the Bridges Schools and tomorrow with American and IB, etc. They'll be able to view those, at their leisure. So if you are watching this recording right now, welcome. But if you're watching it live with us, welcome as well. One thing that I always like to start out these things with is, let me know where you're watching from. So if you are watching me on YouTube right now, or you're watching me on Facebook, let me know where you're from. So, are you from Bangkok? Are you from Australia? Are you from Singapore, Hong Kong, the Philippines? Where are you from? The United States? Are you from some other part of the world? We'd love to hear where you're from. Throw it in the comments there. You can throw it in the comments on Facebook, or just below the video on YouTube as well. I do get to see them, so if you do have questions, you can always put questions in there as well. And we love to hear from you, because we love to see our community. As I mentioned, this is the 4th year. We had something special that happened last year as well. We were able to take all of the virtual summit, and we were able to take that to the London International Schools Fair. And, we were able to actually share all of the goodness of the education system and all of the different people that we work with through BKK Kids in London as well. And it was actually really quite special to have people come up to the booth and say things like, wow, I didn't realize there was King's College, in Bangkok, or I didn't realize there was St. Andrews there, or, Regents or whatever. And so we got the chance to, say, wow, not only talk about all the great schools that we work with, but talk about all the great stuff that they do as well. Livia, thanks so much for telling us you're from Jakarta, Indonesia. Thanks. It's great to see you. We have quite a few things to get through here. And since, I started with a little bit of glitch and a little late, I want to sort of start diving in here. This first day here on the 11th of March, we're going to be talking to our British schools. You can see them here on your screen right here, right now. I will put up a list of these British schools in just a second. And I already see that my first guest is here with me. So I'm going to start moving on, and we'll bring her on the stage with me in just a second. But there's a couple of things I want to go through first. Here's the entire list as well. So you see, we're going to have Patna. Now we're going to have Bangkok Prep, Bangkok International Preparatory School. We're going to have Brighton College, British International School, King's College will be here with us, Regents International School in Bangkok, and Regents International in Pattaya. Shrewsbury International, the Bangkok City campus, will be here with us. St. Andrews International School in Bangkok will be with us. And then St. Andrews International in Dusit and Sathorn will be with us as well. Really cool this year as well. Vari in Chiang Mai is going to be joining us in the British School session. And then we're going to round out our session today with Wellington College, so you can see them all there. Very exciting. Two other things that I want to mention before we get started is something that we're super, super excited about is that this year is the 10th anniversary of our International Schools Guide. And you can see it here on your screen right now. This is something that we give away. No, basically all you have to do is contact us, and we will be able, if you go over to bkkkids.com, you'll see on our top, at the menu item at the top of the screen there, it's the very first thing. You can just pop in there and grab the International Schools Guide. This is the reason why it's so cool. This thing is, I'm actually just going to go like this so you get you will be able to, you'll be able to download it in, very, very easily. And there you go. Uh-oh, I'm getting some messages that people can't hear me. All right. Now we're back. Oh boy. Well, I hope that some of these glitches don't persist. But now, something else I want to mention as well is that we also have an activities guide. And the 2024 activities guide is going to be coming out very soon here in just a few short months. Again, this is, just absolutely jam-packed with curated activities and camps that we know about, people that we talk with, organizations and institutions and companies that we are familiar with. We give the thumbs up to. And yeah, no, it's hard to describe how valuable this can be for you. Again, totally cost-free. That's one of the reasons why, our advertisers in our schools, they sponsor these things. And so that's why we're able to provide them out there as great resources. And I hope that you will take the opportunity to go over to bkkkids.com and check it out. So without further ado, our first school that we're going to talk about today is Bangkok Patana School. And I'm going to give you just a brief introduction here before I bring on our guest, Miss Megan Wilson. So Bangkok Patana School is Thailand's first and largest British international school for students from 2 to 18 years. Their not-for-profit school has remained at the forefront of education in Thailand for over 60 years and is today one of the most respected educational establishments in Southeast Asia. They provide learning from foundation stage right through senior studies for over 2,200 students from around 65 countries. The school follows the English national curriculum up to year 11 and the International Baccalaureate in years 12 and 13. Bangkok Patana School is committed to ensuring that you, as a parent, have the confidence that your children are receiving the best intellectual, physical, and social preparation for their futures. So with that, without any ado, I'm going to bring, hopefully, both of us onto the stage there. There's Miss Megan. Megan, can I hear you?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. That's amazing. That's so great. Fantastic. I got to tell you, there's nothing more nerve-wracking than when you are the host of a live international event like this and nothing seems to work. So there you go. Ms. Megan Wilson.
I think we're used to it nowadays. But good morning, everybody. Good morning, Stephen. My name is Megan Wilson, and I am a leader for learning and curriculum here at Bangkok Patana.
Fantastic. It's so nice to meet you. We've never met each other before, but this is our first time.
Yes.
So, I set the stage for Patana with the introduction there, but I'd love to hear from you. Like, what, tell me about your experience at Patana. Tell me about what makes it special for you, and a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I've been teaching internationally now for about, oh gosh, this is going to age me, but about 20 years. And I've known Patina via its reputation for many of those 20 years. My husband and I were actually in Vietnam when we just before COVID started, actually, when we decided to make the move to Bangkok Patina. And we were really excited, not just to be part of the community as teachers, but as parents as well. So we have a young son in the primary school too. So, to be able to become part of the Patina family professionally and personally was something that meant a great deal to us.
Fantastic. And so, walk me through, I apologize. Again, a little technology hiccup on my side. Take me through, a little bit about, what what you find is the most important things about, the school that you teach in, and then also, the different schools that are there in Patina and how one progresses through them.
Sure. Patina is an incredibly inviting, even though it's just incredibly big, you feel like you're part of this small, close-knit community that is there to challenge you and to offer you every opportunity you could ever want to move forward in your life as a learner. So when you start off in FS, we are very play-based. We are very passionate about play-based learning, child-led play and playful learning, and the impact they have on social, emotional, and cognitive development for children. Patina is very proud to be research and evidence-based. So we are always moving forward as educators in our own practice. The teaching and learning is always evolving. And the practices we embed are always based on evidence and research. So we are very up to date on what is happening around the world and the impact that has on children. So as the children move through the school, they're exposed to a wide range of those learning experiences and opportunities that we know are the most impactful for them to make their learning most effective. Another fantastic thing about being part of the Patina family are the extracurricular opportunities. So children here can do everything from sewing to rock climbing to basketball to being on a swim team where you have alumni at the Olympics. So, whether it's enjoying a little bit of mini golf or trying to go to Wimbledon, there is something here for you extracurricularly, which is really important, I think, for children. Another thing about the community that I think is really incredible is it's very diverse, which I know when you're raising children abroad, it's really wonderful to be part of such a diverse community where they can meet children from all over the world, multicultural families that look like their own and, have similar backgrounds. And so that sense of community is very strong as well.
Fantastic. Now, I know that there's something particular. So I want to ask you a question about as far as SEN is concerned, as far as SEN is concerned. What classroom supports are given in primary? Because that's kind of a piece that you're really involved with.
Sure. So Bangkok Patina is an inclusive school, and we have an extensive support for learning network. Every year group from FS, which are our youngest learners, all the way through the school, we have a support for learning team. So there is at least one member of the support for learning team attached to each year group. They are experts who are specifically trained to support children with a variety of special educational needs, whether they may be academic, behavioral, across the board. They work individually with the children. They also work alongside the class teachers to make sure that we know exactly what we can do to ensure there is challenge for all the children in our classrooms. We have, outside of that support for learning system, we also have speech and language therapy in-house. We have an extensive counseling department that work with the children in primary and secondary as well on site. So that happens regularly throughout the school day if needed. And we also have different programs. For example, we have a program called Social Thinking, where children who maybe need a little bit of support in handling specific social situations have the opportunity to practice that in a guided scenario with a teacher who knows exactly what they're doing to kind of help them work through those social situations. So lots of support for all of the different needs and challenges that children face as they move through the school. We're also very responsive to the needs of the children. So we're very aware that those needs change. How a child may look in year 2 is not at all how they might look even at the end of year 2. And that support that we offer them is always evolving to be the most effective for their learning.
Fantastic. What are you most excited about, in this, as this year is coming to an end, but then, looking forward into the 2024-25 school year and whatnot? Are there particular pieces that are maybe they're coming into the curriculum, or new extracurricular activities, or ways the campus is changing?
Oh, that's a great question. So Patina is always evolving, incredibly forward-thinking, forward-moving all the time, which makes it a very exciting place to be. So we have everything from brand new tennis courts being built, where I used to park in the morning, which is no longer there. So we've got some, incredible. I know there is a very extensive plan in place to bring sports to the forefront of the school, which is very, we already offer so much in terms of the sports at the school. So that's going to be incredible. In terms of ECAs, I think we offer about 600 ECAs a week at the moment. Oh. So there's always something new on offer, which is very exciting, especially with new educators coming into the Patina family and bringing along their passions. Play is something that I'm very passionate about as an educator, and something that we are looking at in Key Stage 1. So as I mentioned before, evidence-based research is something we're really passionate about, and looking at the impact child-led play has on cognitive development, and how we can ensure, especially in a post-COVID social media world, that the children are developing those learning skills that they need to be successful in today's world. So that's something that's really exciting, and that we're looking at how play progresses for the younger children. So there's always something new and exciting happening at Patina.
I love it. I love it. So, I have to apologize to you because, because of our technical hiccup, I'm going to have to ask you one final question, and then we're going to move on to a video presentation about Patina. But tell me about, as someone who's been there, somebody who's been an international teacher for a while, who made this specific move to come to Patina and whatnot, what's something that you hear, parents who are either visiting the campus for the first time, or maybe it's parents that you're working with on a regular basis, like what's the one challenge that they're most interested in, hearing whether or not Patina is serving them, or, what they want to see in the future?
Oh, that's a great question. So I think for a lot of us parents out there, it's how does the education system today, which in reality has existed in the format it's in for a very long time, align with the future our children are going to be living in. Because as we all know, the world is changing continuously, and even, we can't keep up to date with all of those changes. And I think for parents, knowing that as educators and as a school, we try to keep our finger on the pulse of what is changing and what opportunities we can offer our students. We're not afraid of moving forward. We're not afraid of adapting our curriculum to be responsive to the needs of those children, and to evolve alongside the world. Because I think that's a challenge, and a worry that a lot of parents have, is how is this going to prepare my child to be successful and happy in the future? And so I think Patina is doing an incredible job of trying to not just alleviate those fears in parents and to support them through that, but also to actually put substantial, high quality things in place to ensure that our learners are going to leave Patina ready to take on whatever the world is going to look like, in 5, 10, 15 years time, which, who knows?
Oh, well, I want to go down that rabbit hole just a little bit with you. And then we're, it's just with the impact of artificial intelligence, with how
Yes.
school, classrooms are changing, with, just coming out of the pandemic, whether, do we even rely on synchronous learning, or is it all asynchronous? Is hybrid everything now? Do you find that, Patina, and I want to ask this for more people, is it agile enough as an institution to really, be confronting these challenges in a way that parents and mostly the learners are feeling satisfied with?
Yes, yeah, incredibly so. There's a saying, which I'm not going to say correctly, about moving a big ship it takes a long time to move a giant ship. And I know as a
Oh, I
big
love it. I use
school-
this one all the time. Yes.
I don't know what the exact big ship, but even though Patina is an incredibly large school with a very large staff, we prioritize that forward movement. We prioritize that growth. We prioritize staying up to date and in sync with what's going on. And that doesn't mean that we jump on every bandwagon and we bring in things without thinking them through thoroughly. It comes back to that research, that evidence, that impact on the children, and ensuring that everything we're putting in place is high quality and meaningful and has purpose. But that we are thinking about and the future and how that's changing, and we're not afraid to evolve.
Fantastic. Well, Miss Megan Wilson, thank you so much for taking time out of your morning to speak with us today. I know that you're an incredibly busy person, and so this has been a wonderful time for you to speak about Patina. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Stephen. It was great to be here. Bye-bye.
All right. And without further ado, I'm going to now play the video for Patina. Give me 1 second.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Bangkok Patina School, Thailand's original British international school. We are a large, friendly and truly international community with over 60 nationalities. Bangkok Patina offers students a unique breadth of opportunity both within and outside the classroom to ensure that each and every one of our learners reaches their full potential. Our primary students from nursery to year 6 follow a progressive British-based curriculum, which is adapted to engage, challenge and excite them, whether they are learning atomic theory or exploring in our outdoor classroom. In secondary, students follow the British curriculum until year 11, when they take IGCSE exams and then move on to study the IB diploma programme. Students are supported by a strong pastoral system and a team of dedicated and inspiring teachers. A highlight for many of our students is our expansive extracurricular programme, with 500 activities running each week after school. These provide critical opportunities for students to follow their passions, establish friendships and learn new skills. Our school values of well-being, learning and global citizenship are at the heart of all we do. Our 50-acre campus is located in southeast Bangkok and is easily accessible by BTS or our school shuttle service. As our school buses are usually moving against the traffic, the journey to school from popular residential locations such as Asok and Krompong take only around half an hour. We have a wonderful community here at Bangkok Patina. Do contact us if you would like to find out more.
All right, everybody. So we're back at Bangkok International, and we're going to be, this is the BKK Kids virtual live summit of our British schools. And I'm just discovering that we still are having problems on Facebook. We are actively troubleshooting that right now. And so I'm going to just pause for 2 minutes to get that sorted out. And we will be continuing with our next schools here, as you can see here with Bangkok Prep in just 1 second. Okay, folks, and I'm told now that we have fixed our Facebook problem. I really apologize to everyone that we had such an issue there. I trust that we know what happened there, and we're going to make sure, one, it doesn't happen again, but that we will solve it for tomorrow as well. But going forward, we're live now on Facebook and YouTube. If you're hearing me right now, it would be great, and it would be super, super helpful to me if you are on Facebook right now and you can see us. If you could throw into the chat, just say hello. Tell us where you are watching from. I would love to know, we have some people who've shown up from Indonesia, some people from Thailand. I'd love to see, where everybody else from. Are you from Australia? Are you from New Zealand? Are you from Singapore? Are you from the Philippines? Maybe you're from another part of the world. There's a lot of people who are moving to Southeast Asia from other parts as well. Latin America, United States, Canada. Let me know in the comments there. And there you go. So our next school, I just want to introduce them before we play their video here. It is Bangkok Prep International School. Bangkok Prep International School is one of the leading international schools in Bangkok and is now in its 21st year of operation. Based on the esteemed National Curriculum of England, their dynamic curriculum caters to nursery to year 13 students. With state-of-the-art facilities and immersive learning experiences, they nurture young minds and pave the path for success beyond the classroom. Bangkok Prep is proud to be the first Google reference school in Thailand, acknowledging its innovative use of Google technology in education. In today's rapidly changing technological landscape, Bangkok Prep is proud to connect with prestigious global networks of schools known for leveraging Google Workspace and tools to enhance learning and growth. Bangkok Prep was the first international school in Thailand to receive the prestigious Green Flag Award, the highest status by the Eco School Organization, or the ECO School Organization. Their Forest campus serves as the epicenter for environmental education, offering immersive experiences in nature and fostering a profound connection with the natural world. Through partnerships with organizations like Forest School UK and the local community, Bangkok Prep provides unparalleled opportunities for students to explore, learn, and grow within a truly green environment. Then, thank you very much for that, Bangkok Prep. Now, without further ado, I want to show you Bangkok Prep's video.
Bangkok Prep campus is really special. We're hugely fortunate that we've got brand new facilities and Olympic-sized swimming pools, huge auditoriums, and even the slides that were put in the primary school were developed and from an idea that the children had. So Bangkok Prep campus that we're in here has been designed by the students. Bangkok Prep students are individuals, they're confident, critical thinkers, and globally minded.
When it comes to supporting students, we try to build a holistic picture of the student so the right care and interventions can be put in place. Our various pastoral care teams triage and monitor students at all times, and we're introducing ways for students to monitor and track their own well-being and request a check-in if and when needed.
I see my job at the secondary school focusing on making sure that every single person here has the ability and the potential to achieve their own potential. Also means working with our talented teachers from all around the world to make sure that they are able to bring their talents and to use those to guide the students through their pathway from secondary all the way up to university application.
It's really important that the children enjoy their educational journey with us, and there's nothing better than being greeted by a sea of smiling faces in the morning when the children come to school.
Wellbeing is the most important thing that we do in Bangkok Prep, both for the children and for the adults, and it's to do with their physical well-being as well as their mental well-being. We have an environment at Bangkok Prep where the children thrive, building relationships with the children and with the adults who work within the school.
Bangkok Prep has an environment where students learn to appreciate different perspectives and also other cultures as well.
Our caring and inclusive approach to learning ensures that every student feels valued and supported, and it enables them to reach both academic and social success.
A good teacher is that you have empathy with children of your participate with your students and have fun all together.
We have such a great and interactive community. There are so many events, I literally cannot count anymore. We have lots of nationalities, so I think it makes a very diverse community for all our schools. Bangkok Prep encourages a sense of community amongst students, staff, and parents, which I really like.
I also love the ECAs that Bangkok Prep offers, the sports and all the academic ECAs, and I take part in many of these ECAs, and I find it's a great way to meet new people and just understand a diverse group of individuals.
We are expanding every year, but it feels like no matter how much we expand each year, we still feel very close, and it was we're one big family.
Our school and being able to voice our opinions and having our individualist ways of how we want to change the school is very important, I think.
At Bangkok Prep, we aim to create a generation of future leaders by giving them skills, by giving them these leadership opportunities so we can prepare them for life beyond Bangkok Prep.
The Forest Campus is Bangkok Prep's first headquarters for sustainability and environmental education. It is a stunning location located in Bang Krachao. Our class teachers plan cross-curricular visits to the Forest Campus, allowing our students to explore, discover and learn in the great outdoors. The Forest Campus provides us with a setting that our community can authentically develop their knowledge and understanding whilst exploring the 4 pillars within our vision for sustainability: education, environment, well-being for all, and leadership for the future.
So happy to have that presentation. Once again, we're live here. This is actually this is BKK Kids. We are here for our Virtual School Summit 2024. This is the 4th year that we've had this. We've had more registrants this year than we've had, in the last 4 years. We're really excited. I'm excited to see more and more people streaming in now that we've got our Facebook problem figured out, and that's really exciting. We're going to see if we can circle back with Patana once again here at the end of this particular day, so that we are able to show you that information for everybody here on Facebook as well. I want to now introduce our next school, which is Brighton College, Bangkok. Brighton College, Bangkok inspires academic excellence for children aged 2 to 18 on an iconic purpose-built campus in Krungthep, Krita. Bangkok. Run in close partnership with Brighton College, England's independent school of the decade, they have quickly become one of the leading British curriculum schools in Thailand. Outstanding teachers, all trained in the UK, ensure the highest academic standards and deliver an unmatched education and pastoral care for our pupils. From their pre-nursery class all the way up to IGCSE and A-level, Brighton College Bangkok offers the perfect environment for pupils to discover a passion for learning and to reach the world's best universities. International diversity is deeply ingrained in their school, and around 40% of their pupils have a foreign nationality, creating a truly unique atmosphere. They invite you to visit their campus to learn more about what makes Brighton such a special place to be. And without further ado, this is Brighton.
St. Sophia's interview.
Miss Barber, Brighton College interview, take 1. Thank you.
My favorite thing about studying at Brighton College is that the students and the teachers are really nice and kind. When we have a problem, they will always help us.
Welcome to Brighton College Bangkok, a school that supports every pupil to be the best versions of themselves. Our world-class facilities and outstanding teachers motivate every pupil to achieve their potential, whatever that might be.
The pupils at Brighton College are amazing, and part of the reason for that is our broad and balanced curriculum.
The teachers are very kind, and they always think of great topics and ideas for us to study that will really make us interested.
Their passion for education. It is their understanding of what a real Brighton College education is, and making sure that every child can be the best version of themselves.
My favorite thing about studying at Brighton College is definitely the small class sizes we have here. I receive all the support I will ever need with my teachers and my peers who are able to always share discussions in class.
We want our young people to be academically ambitious and intellectually curious. We want them to really enjoy their time in school, to be motivated to do the best they can. We also want them to be confident, to understand they have a unique part to play in the world, to be confident in who they are, confident in what they can offer themselves, their families, and the world around them. We also, above all, want them to be kind. Kindness lies at the heart of a Brighton College Bangkok education.
My favorite thing about Brighton College is definitely the facilities. It has given me the opportunity to really try everything and figure out what I like best.
Because the building's so wonderful, it's really open and airy, and it's really big. It allows our children to explore the spaces, never feel overcrowded, but also explore their passions. We've got really specialist equipment such as the 650-seat theatre. If you love drama, if you want to be a performer, you can go in there and really show off. Also recording studios and practice rooms. But if your thing isn't drama, they could also explore sports. So we've got a 400-metre running track, we have tennis courts, and we've got 3 swimming pools, one 50-metre, one 25, and a splash pool for our little children as well.
Brighton College has definitely taught me to be more confident in myself.
To be curious. To be kind.
To always seek knowledge.
To be really confident.
All right. Thank you very much. That was a fantastic presentation. Again, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If I've been seeing more and more people come into the comments and telling me where you're at, asking questions. If you do have questions for our schools, please put them in the comments there. And either if you're on Facebook or on YouTube, if the schools don't have a representative here right now, my guess is that they probably will see it online and they'll be able to respond to you. But we also make sure that school can get it, so we can contact you. You can contact us on Facebook Messenger or in Google or over on the BKK Kids website, and we'll make sure that the school is able to get in touch with you and get that question answered. Our next school is right here. The British International School of Phuket is a co-educational day and boarding school for early years, primary, and secondary levels. It offers the IB Diploma, BTEC Sports Diploma, IGCSE, and the Cambridge ESOL examinations. BISP also offers an externally assessed program from the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Arts and high-performance academies in football, golf, swimming, tennis, and aerial arts. With the mission to inspire learning, nurture well-being, and ignite passion, the school aims to deliver the highest standards of teaching and learning to an international community on a modern and well-equipped 44-acre campus. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Thank you once again to BSIP for that presentation as well. Super fantastic. I'm happy to note that, we have another presentation here. Our next school coming up is King's College, but then we're going to have Regents coming up, and we actually have some live guests there. So we're going to be able to take some questions. So if you're thinking about Regents, please, put your questions there in the comments, because we'd love to be able to have those real time when our guests come online right now. But as our next school, we have King's College International School, Bangkok. King's Bangkok is the first King's College School Wimbledon International School in Southeast Asia, offering the British curriculum with IGCSEs and A-levels for children aged 2 to 18. King's Wimbledon and King's Bangkok have a special partnership that extends to every part of school life. King's Bangkok shares King's Wimbledon's ethos of an academic excellence, co-curricular program, pastoral care, and selecting world-class teachers, many of whom are directly from King's Wimbledon. Their well-rounded education instills the values of good manners, kindness, and wisdom in all their students. In August 2024, King's Bangkok is excited to share news of their upcoming teaching and learning complex, a remarkable 14-story building valued over 1 billion baht. With a total usable space exceeding 70,000 square meters, King's Bangkok is on the journey to be one of the best schools in Asia. Without further ado, let's see what that's all about with their video.
Hello, my name is Sarah Raffray. I am the Executive Principal at King's College International School, Bangkok. We are well into our school's 4th year, and I am delighted to share that we currently have 1,350 students spanning from ages 2 to 17. Last year, our head of primary and early years had the opportunity to share our story with the BKK Kids community about the concept Grow Together, Go Further. This year, we are still exploring this concept, but we're looking more specifically at the senior school. We're preparing to unveil our newest addition, a building called The College, a 14-storey remarkable building that will serve as a teaching and learning complex spanning 22,000 square metres. It is another example of our school's remarkable expansion and vision. With this new structure complementing our existing facilities, our campus will exceed 70,000 square metres in total. At our school, we have 3 core pillars: academic excellence, our co-curricular programme, and pastoral care. Our academic excellence can be shown in many ways, one of which is the impressive 15,000 applications we have received for just 153 teaching positions. We have forged a partnership with King's College School Wimbledon, our sister school, and their educators contribute to our work at various levels, including the chair of our education committee is a member of the Wimbledon group. This all ensures the very highest of standards in everything we do, educationally, operationally, and even with our gap year students who join us every year from Wimbledon. For our co-curricular programme, we demonstrate how we nurture the individuality of each student. We offer a staggering 500 clubs, extracurricular activities and co-curricular activities. We provide all of our students with ample opportunities to explore and develop their own unique talents and interests. And finally, pastoral care. We are all about looking after the whole child. This means that each child will have their own tutor, their own trusted adult to whom they can turn at any point in their school journey. We want every child to thrive, to feel safe and happy. We expect every student to excel academically, but that is not the whole story. We strive to cultivate students with great hearts. That's why our core values reflect a holistic approach. Those values are good manners, kindness, and wisdom. Kindness in particular holds a special place in our hearts. We're passionate about instilling this value in our students by promoting acts of kindness throughout our community. It's amazing how something as simple as saying thank you can have a profound impact on others. Last term, we organised Kindness Week, centred around the theme of thank you. During that week, we set up a postbox for students and staff to write thank you notes to each other. We selected some of them to feature in our school film, entitled, "What Does Thank You Mean to You?" We hope you'll watch the film and learn more about King's Bangkok and our commitment to kindness.
Well, thank you so much to King's College for that presentation. Really appreciate it, and I'd love to know what their thoughts about kindness are. Just a reminder now, we're going to be having a new school coming up next, but if you have questions, if you are joining us either on Facebook or on YouTube, we are live. So if you have a question or a comment, please throw it in the chat right there, and we would be happy to take that question live. The school that we're going to be talking about next is Regents International School, Bangkok. And I am more than happy to be welcoming to the stage 2 gentlemen. Now let's see if this is going to work. We've been having this. Oh, sweet. I love it when technology works the way it's supposed to. Mr. Andy Emmons and Mr. Matthew Hayter, how are you today?
Very good. Thank you, Stephen. Great to join you this morning.
Good, thanks. Morning.
Excellent. Yeah, thank you very much. As I've given to our other guests so far, and I'll be giving to our other guests later on in our summit here today, I want to offer you the opportunity to sort of set the stage. Tell us a little bit about Regents Bangkok and what you would like for people to know first off before we get sort of in our Q&A here. Maybe Andy, why don't you take that?
Yeah, sure, I'd love to. So Regents Bangkok is a friendly, happy, community-based school that's been really well established here in the heart of Bangkok. We're a boarding school for children from 18 months to 18 years. And we have about 750 children that currently attend our school. Our principles are based on our Regents graduate profile and on what it is that we want our children to be when they grow up. And we look at education not as a set of certificates at the age of 18, but we have loftier goals about what we want our children to be when they become adults. We want them to be good husbands and wives and partners. We want them to be good mothers and fathers, employers, employees, and to be able to make a really positive contribution to the society around them. For us, that means that every day when we work with our children, we're trying to help our children to become empowered, to become lifelong learners, to understand community, and to understand that being part of a community is about give and take. It's about kindness. It's about understanding those around us and working together. So our campus is a very community-based campus. And most afternoons, we really enjoy having our families here at school, having a picnic, allowing the children to play a bit of football, a bit of basketball. Our tuck shop opens late. And most mornings, you'll see some of our swimmers and their families having breakfast together once they've done swimming. And it's just a really lovely feel. And it's what I've always wanted a school to feel like. Schools can often be quite starchy places without the sense of community as part of them. For us, we've really welcomed the community onto our site in a safe way, but in a way that really means that everybody gets to work together and be part of it.
Fantastic. Thanks so much. I love that introduction. I really appreciate it. Mr. Matthew, I'd love to pose my next question to you. When a new family comes to you, or when they're considering Regents in Bangkok, what are some of the key questions they ask you, or what are some of the key challenges that they say maybe they're facing and that they'd like to know whether or not your school can serve them?
Yeah, safety is probably the number one. Then academics and the overall environment of the school. They're leaving their child here for a full day, and they want to make sure that their child is happy and while they're learning, and they feel safe. That's also the big concerns for families, is the safety, also the academic performance, and the environment overall.
Fantastic. Talk me through that safety profile then. Like, what's your typical answer around that? So, if I'm going to be bringing my, I guess I've got a third grader and a seventh grader and a, someone in high school as well. Like, what, are there different concerns for them? Does the school operate differently for, those different ages? Or?
So especially in the early years, it's more early years based and controlled. So the safety around that is much different to say to a secondary student. So we have we have 2 adults per class in the EY, which is a ratio of 1. Maximum of this pre-nursery, we have 12 students per class. And we have also a rotating nanny as well in the pre-nursery class. But for instance, when we move up to primary or say secondary, then it's more of 1 on 10, 1 on 15 maximum per class in the secondary classes. And that's the main concern.
I think it's about the culture as well in the school, about feeling safe and welcome and warm. We want every child to come to school every day excited, to jump out of that car or out of that van or off the boarding bus and be excited about the day ahead of them, about the teachers they're going to see, the friends they're going to be with, and the learning they're going to have. And that when you grow up, as your children, I'm sure, as well as any child, my children who are part of the school, as they grow up, there's things that they worry about and there's things that they want support for. And so for us, that also includes, that safety element also includes the teachers and the staff who are there to care for them and to look out for them on a daily basis, because they know them as individuals. They know the kind of people that they are. So that my daughter's tutor knows my daughter incredibly well. And I kind of feel sometimes he knows her better than I know her, and comes to me with like, well, Lucy's thinking about this, or Lucy's thinking about that. It's like, oh, okay, great. Thank you so much for taking care of that. So not only as a principal, but as a parent, I feel that my child is really well cared for.
How do you, and I'm not sure, I guess, Mr. Andy, I want to address this question to you. One of the, you know, as a parent, as you know, and as a person who's had the privilege to attend or have my kids attend, you know, a school such as Regents, how do you, you know, work them through or work students through the culture of being a part of that larger Regents community while still, you know, thinking about being an individual, choosing their own sports, choosing their own path, choosing the other, you know, so it's kind of that. We want you to be a good citizen. Like that was kind of what you were really talking about there. But at the same time, we want you to excel, and we want you to, you know, really sort of thrive and strive to be the best you can be. Like, how does that kind of play itself out in both the curriculum and the setting that you have?
I think in many ways, we as adults need to model that for our students. We need to be the kind of people that have high expectations of ourselves, but also play a part in the community and also play an important role in what we're doing with students. So those relationships that we have are super important. It's part of our curriculum as an IGCSE school and an IB diploma school. We have that mix of knowledge development and the wider development of students as young people. And we're also members of a family of schools that is the Round Square family of schools, which is all about developing character education, about developing those non-curricular skills that you can't write down, about how interactions happen, about how resilience is developed, about how children problem solve, how they work in groups, so that they can excel, they can learn, but also develop themselves as individuals. And we see ourselves as an and school. We're not an or school. We're not an, okay, you can be academic, or you can be musical, or you can be sporty. In our school, all of our children can feel comfortable excelling and developing their passions in all of those areas. So they can feel like they're making great progress academically and achieving really well, while being on the basketball team, while contributing to the school play, while being part of the debate team, all of those kinds of things all together. And we feel that we're set up and we support our children in being all of those things so that they can feel they're really making a contribution.
You know, on my part, my child, my youngest child, he's the opportunity that he's given to explore, you know, both academically and extracurricular. It's amazing here.
Fantastic. One, we have a question that came in from a person named Rainey, and the question is: do you share facilities with the school in Pattaya?
We're sister schools. So our owner and founder, Dr. Virachai Tejavijit, established both schools. The Pattaya school is almost 30 years old. We'll be celebrating its birthday next year, and our 25th birthday. We will share the excitement of that birthday experience, and as a principal, I work with other heads around Bangkok as well. But otherwise, the schools are independent from each other and work independently. But we always look for best practice from other places as well.
Excellent. Mr. Matthews, one more question for you is, I know that as a parent, and you know, it's a question that I often have, is how is the school kind of growing into the future? You know, when parents come to you and they say, you know, how can we be sure that, or you know, if my child's entering now in 4th grade and we want to take them through graduation, you know, through the IB program, etc. Through the British system, the British program. Like, how does the school continue to stay evolved? How does it stay up to date? You know, what things are changing in order to continue to evolve?
I can't really speak on behalf of the teachers, but I know that they are constantly doing workshops and constantly reviewing the best practices in terms of education. In terms of us on here marketing and its admission side, is we always have a close ear to the parents community here, and we have the RFAM, and we always listen to the parents, the feedback that they give us, and we put those things into consideration as a team. and make the best choices as moving forward. For instance, we're moving away from the rote learning. You know, I think in the past is many just memorization. I think parents are now willing to analytical thinking, critical thinking is becoming more and more important. Not just being able to sit and repeat something that a teacher said and then 2 months later forget about it. So things like that, we're all constantly improving in those ways.
I think if I can just add to that, you know, we work really closely with our parents community. We've got a superb parent organisation, RFAM, or Regents Family, and we work really closely with them. And one of the things that we've introduced this year is a weekly workshop for parents. So whether it's on the curriculum, whether it is on, we did one just a few weeks ago on artificial intelligence and how parents can use artificial intelligence. We've done them on behavior, on social media, and how to help their children with social media. Again, it's about that partnership that we have with the community, that working together. And parents really appreciate that, and they really appreciate the work that we do and the closeness that we have with them, that they can contact me at any time, they can have their say, and we will always listen to the feedback from our parents. I guess from a curricular point of view, the answer to your question is really about ensuring that our teachers are collaborative. And we have a collaborative approach. None of our policies are organized by just somebody in a room writing them. We have an academic council, and our teachers work alongside parents and students on how we develop practice. So for example, we're looking at homework at the moment, and we've got a group of teachers working with a group of parents and with students about how we can really help homework and home learning be an effective and useful part of our students' learning journey.
Fantastic. Gentlemen, unfortunately, it's amazing how quickly 10 minutes, flies by there. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy days to answer some questions for us here. But I'd love to move on to show the promotional video for Regents and let you get back to your day. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Stephen. Bye-bye.
All right, folks, without further ado, I just want to make sure that I give the proper introduction to this video. Regents International School Bangkok on Rama 9 and Langsung campus. One of Thailand's leading international schools is a day and boarding school for children aged 2 to 18 years, passionate about developing the whole person through academic, physical, cultural, and social experiences. They are guided by the British curriculum from the Early Years Foundation stage, or EYFS, leading to IGCSEs. Post-16, they adopt the IB, the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program. Their school works hard to cultivate a friendly, happy family atmosphere while not shirking from hard work and high standards. Their school vision and mission are closely aligned to their standards as a round square school. Their approach guides students into becoming well-rounded, informed, responsible, principled, and confident global citizens. They do this by developing international understanding, empathy and tolerance for all cultures, democratic governance and justice, environmental stewardship, adventure, motivating self-discovery and courage, leadership with courage and compassion, and service to others. On that note, I will tee up the
Regents International School Bangkok is a leading international school in Thailand. We have a great reputation both locally and internationally as delivering a high quality British-based education for both Thai families and families around the world. We follow a British international curriculum following the IGCSE and IB diploma program.
I love my teachers as they're super encouraging and makes learning fun, like you're not even learning at all.
My favorite thing about this school is how the teachers teach in a very fun way, and they're also very encouraging.
Regents, in terms of size, isn't too big and too small. Because of this, in classes, I can really understand and interact with the teachers. And for example, if I don't understand what we're learning, I can go ask the teacher, and the teacher will really spend the time for me and go through the content one by one.
After I graduated primary school, I was kind of on the hunt for a while for a good school to do my secondary years in. And I chose Regents because of the quality of teachers that it attracts. And I think to me that's very important. Teachers that accommodate to your needs and to your academics is always a good thing, and Regents does that very well.
Regents do really help support children, students, for their future career. So for me, I want to study medicine in future, and they really gave me the chance to participate as a leader in different organizations.
The one thing that stood out to me and still continues to stand out to me today is the opportunities that both the teachers and the school provide. And I'm not just talking about academically, but also in terms of extracurricular. So, we have facilities to support music and a variety of sports, as well as your more academic focused facilities like for science. And I think that because of that, it really enables students to bring the best out of themselves.
We are committed to allowing and enabling our students to meet our graduate profile. And that is that they leave our school with the education and with the opportunity to live limitless lives where they can go anywhere and they can do anything around the world. Our students have the tenacity and drive to understand the world's challenges and to go out and solve them or overcome them. They are well equipped to be students and young people and adults that contribute to family life, to their employment, to their local communities, and to play an active role as global citizens. Above all, our students are happy and kind and have relationships here at Regents that will last them throughout their lives.
Huge thank you once again to Regents International School Bangkok and our guests there for answering our questions. Our next school, we also have a guest, which is Regents International School Pattaya. So we heard of their sister relationship. Now we're going to quiz you. Oh, look at that.
Good morning.
I put up the incorrect overlay. Now I actually have Miss Amos Turner Wardell there. You are no longer Andy. There you go. Thank you. Hello. Good morning to you, Miss Amos. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you. Thank you very much for having us. And I also enjoyed listening to our sister school, Bangkok. They're a great school. Great school.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, let me give you the same opportunity that they had as well. I'd love for you to just set the stage for us, please. Tell us a little bit about Regents in Pattaya, and maybe what's your favorite part about it?
Okay, so Regents International School Pattaya, we're actually part of the Nord Anglia Education Group, which gives us the opportunity to work with collaborations worldwide. So we have the opportunity to work with Juilliard, MIT, UNICEF, and really provide our children with these amazing world-class opportunities. I think one of the things about Regents, as you've heard, in Pattaya, we're coming up to our 30 years, and we have 30 years of great academic results over those 30 years, always beating the world average. And that's something we're incredibly proud of. But very similar to Bangkok, we very much do not sacrifice children's well-being to get that. We really, really focus hard here at Regents International Pattaya to make sure our children are happy, they're successful, they have as many opportunities outside of the curriculum as well as inside of the curriculum, to broaden their horizons. And that's something we're really, really proud of here at the school. We're also a boarding school. We have a small boarding school, so we can really create a bespoke program for our children that come here and stay here. And being part of Round Square also gives us those opportunities to collaborate with schools globally, which is a great opportunity for us here at the school. Very much. Sorry, go on.
Go ahead. Sorry, we have a slightest delay. So why don't you finish? Then there's a question we already have for you. So.
We really focus on that community aspect as well. We work really hard with the community within this area. We do a lot of outreach work, and we're really strong with our parent partnership. I think working with our parents is really critical, and we really strongly believe here at Regents that if we're doing that together, then it's, we're working with home to make sure that the students really achieve the best. So that's really important to us.
Fantastic. Thanks. And I apologize once again for cutting you off there.
No worries.
We have one question for you. It says, can you please tell us in the Pattaya campus that you have, what sports facilities do you have? Like, do you have cricket? Do you have basketball? And what other sports facilities do you have?
It's funny you say that. We've had a very big sporting weekend. We were actually, I think, came second in the Bangkok Championships this weekend. We came second in the golf this weekend, the International Schools Golf, and we're doing pretty well at Fabisia this weekend as well. So sport is a huge part of Regent's life. We have 2 swimming pools here at the school, so we have a very competitive swim program with 60 competitive swimmers that are at national level. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 football pitches at the school as well here on the grounds that the students can access. Rugby is big. We have a running track as well around the school campus. An indoor sports facility as well. We have just put into the primary school an additional basketball, full-size basketball court, and downstairs in the secondary building we have a gym as well. So we do have a lot of sporting facilities here. Being outside of Bangkok, we have that additional benefit of space. So we have a lot of space here at the campus that we can utilize for our sports.
Tell me another, expand on that for me a little bit. I don't think that we give enough attention to, and I don't want to say it's a versus, right? Bangkok versus Pattaya, but what are the reasons that you hear from parents about why they choose Pattaya over Bangkok? Or, is it just simply we were located here, or this is where we choose to be? Or are there really specific reasons that you come across?
To be honest, I think it's a bit of a combination. So we have a lot of industry in this area. So a lot of families, especially expat families, are here because they're working within this area between Chonburi and Rayong. We do have a number of families that do move out of Bangkok. The main reasons that we get is they want to avoid the traffic and they want to avoid the pollution, because we're actually about 15, 20 kilometers outside of Pattaya. We're out near the countryside. We have very clean air, lots of space, and we don't have the traffic problems here. So we do have a number of families who are boarding here from Bangkok. Purely for those reasons, they tend to go back at the weekend, spend their weekends with their families. But really, those are the key reasons that they want, is to spend less time in the traffic, mainly.
I hear. That's all I got to say. You're about to celebrate, as we heard, your 30th anniversary. Talk to us a little bit about how does the school stay fresh? How does the school stay, on the cutting edge, the bleeding edge, making sure that, your curriculum is always, front and center, and, you're sort of staying apace with what needs are for learners as they're advancing into, whatever adventure is next.
Yeah, that's a really good question. And I think that's one of the huge benefits of being part of a Nord Anglia group, is that we've got schools, 86 schools around the globe. That gives us the opportunity to actually be at the forefront of education. We're working with MIT and we're working with them on a regular basis, saying, well, what's the best happening in science, technology, education, maths right now? How can we bring that day to day in our schools? We have been part of that global organization. We recently just got back from Hanoi. We took a group of teachers to a teaching and learning conference where they had 4 days working with some of the best people in the organization, developing their teacher practice. And we have that Nord Anglia University as well, where we have the really high quality professional development for our teachers. And that's something we're really, really proud of, that we invest heavily in our teachers, because we know we get the best teachers, our children thrive and succeed in schools. And being part of a global organization means that we can tap into that resource. We have schools straight out of the UK. Our education team are working there. So they're hearing all those new advances that are happening within education, and that's then dispelled across the organization for us to put in our schools. We've worked hard as well. I think we want to make sure that we're giving those opportunities to our students, but we also want to make sure that we're really developing the international mindset here within Thailand. Few things we've done over the last couple of years. We recently got the Eco Schools Award. Something that's really valuable to us here at Regents is making sure our children are prepared for their future and they're aware of what's happening in the globe around them. We also won the Wellbeing Award. I think that was something post-COVID. We really wanted to make sure our children were looking after themselves and they were prepared for anything that may come in the future. And this year we just got an International Schools Award for our equality, diversity and inclusion work. So we're always looking outward as a school, saying what's happening in the world and how do we bring those opportunities here into Regents for our children to get involved in. And we're really proud of that.
We have one question here from a person named Edward. Do Regents Pattaya offer other learning pathways and not just A-levels?
We are actually one of the few schools, I think maybe the only one, but I don't want to be credited on that just in case, that offers one of the IBDP curriculum, which is our longest serving program, and A-levels. So we introduced A-levels only a couple of years ago. So we have a huge, broad range of IGCSEs. In total, in our secondary school, we have about 45 different subjects that we offer. So our students really can choose the pathway that they want. Once they've completed their IGCSEs, then they have the choice of doing the IB diploma, which is the one we've done for over 25 years and recently introduced A-level program. So they can choose either or. So it's really good. It really helps parents navigate that process because we're trained in both areas. So we can help guide children depending on where they want to go to university or what they're actually really strong at. We can actually put them on the right pathway without them having to change school.
Fantastic. Well, Miss Amos Stern, I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your busy morning to speak with us today. I really, really appreciate it. But now I'm going to move on to your video presentation.
Okay, nice to meet you. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And folks, so Regents International School Pattaya in Chonburi is a proud member of the North Anglia family of premium schools. Regents is a supportive and stimulating place to learn where your child will shape their own journey to academic success. Their day and boarding school, which caters to children from the ages of 2 to 18, has been the most successful and sought after educational institution on the Eastern Seaboard for over 25 years. At Regents Pattaya, they understand every student is different. They also know that your child will achieve more when they're happy and doing what they love. That's why they offer an unrivaled choice of subjects, 2 distinct pathways at sixth form, and a breadth of experiential adventures beyond the classroom. Combined with their award-winning well-being support, your child will benefit from an education that takes them wherever they want to go in life, including their first choice university. At their state-of-the-art campus, their talented team of teachers delivers the option of the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program, or A-levels at sixth form, and the Edexcel and Cambridge IGCSE curricula for 15 to 16-year-olds. This provides students with the best possible springboard to their choice of internationally renowned universities. They provide children with a truly multilingual education, teaching to English, Thai, Spanish, French, Mandarin, Korean, and Russian. Their outstanding facilities, including high-tech science labs and a vibrant creative arts center, provide the perfect environment for their innovative focus on STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics learning. And without further ado, I give you Regents International Pattaya.
Welcome to Regents International School Pattaya, a place where each student's journey is uniquely valued and nurtured. As we explore this prestigious institution, we'll uncover how its blend of tradition and innovation shapes the leaders of tomorrow. From their globally recognized curriculum and offer of both IDP and A-levels at sixth form to the state-of-the-art facilities, Regents is more than a day in boarding school. It's a community where students from over 50 nationalities come together to learn, grow, and excel. Join me as we delve into the heart of this vibrant educational oasis. At Regents, academic excellence goes hand in hand with a holistic approach to education.
Here at Regents, we have a very, very clear philosophy and values, which is not dissimilar to many schools. We focus on high academic excellence, but we really focus on a real high sense of adventure and making sure that our children are compassionate. So with that, Academic excellence, we know, opens the door for our children. We create thousands of opportunities throughout the school year for children to push themselves in ways way beyond the classroom. We try and find something for everybody. We want to raise good people. You know, we want our children to leave our school better than when they started. The world is a crazy place. It changes all of the time, and our children need to be adaptable, flexible, be able to problem solve, and be decent people when they leave. So that's really what we focus on in school all day, every day.
Each corner of this campus is designed to inspire and facilitate learning and growth. Regent's global collaborations bring world-class opportunities to its doorstep.
Our philosophy, our motto really is create your future, and that's really what Regents is about. We want all of our students to leave here with open pathways, whatever that might look like for them. We are assigned to the Round Square philosophy, which is very much about character building education as well. So in addition to having all these phenomenal experiences inside and outside of the classroom, we build our students' character, which looks like collaboration, teamwork, critical thinking. So in addition to having high academic expectations and successes, they leave being sustainable human beings. And when I talk about sustainability, I'm not talking only about the environment. I'm talking about their contribution to the wider world.
We're in the sports hall now. We have a 2-court facility, air-conditioned. It's really nice for the kids. We do basketball, volleyball, badminton, you can see behind me here, in this particular facility. But we also have downstairs underneath here, we have what we call our den. That's our fitness suite. So we have a weights room and a general fitness area with cardiovascular machines, weights machines, free weights, as well as a yoga studio. We also have swimming pools, 2 swimming pools. One is for the younger students, particularly sort of beginners. But we also have a 25-meter 6-lane pool, which we use for competitions. And adjacent to that, we have a smaller shallow pool for students who are non-swimmers.
Our journey through Regent's International School Pattaya reveals a place where education is not just about learning, it's about thriving in a supportive, diverse, and dynamic environment. As we've seen, Regent's doesn't just prepare students for academic success, it prepares them for life. With a commitment to excellence, a heart for sustainability, and a spirit for inclusivity, Regent's stands out as a beacon of holistic education. Thank you for joining me on this enlightening tour. For those inspired by what you've seen, I invite you to explore more and become a part of this exceptional community.
A huge thank you to Regent's Pattaya there and our guest, Miss Amos, for that conversation. I want to draw your attention here to a special offer that Regent's Pattaya has for, just for people who are viewing the BKK Kids Virtual School Summit this year. A credit of enrollment fee you see there for 60,000 Thai baht for pre-nursery to reception and 107,000 Thai bahts for years 1 through 12. And so this offer only applies to people that visit the BKK Virtual Fair. So I encourage you to take a screenshot of that there or grab that QR code and contact them right now. We'll leave it here on the screen for just a few more minutes while I get ready to introduce our next school. Fantastic. Our next school is the Shrewsbury International School, Bangkok City Campus. Explore excellence in education at Shrewsbury International School, Bangkok City Campus. The school is located in the Sukhumvit Rama 9 areas, offering places for children aged 2 to 11 years or from nursery through year 6. The school follows the British national curriculum, employing a child-centered approach. The strong educational foundation begins early with the school's early years program that include nursery, EY1 and EY2 classes. Children will develop their lifelong foundation based on the UK government's early years foundation stages and the Reggio Emilia approach. All teachers hold the UK government qualified teaching status and have at least 3 years of teaching experience. Early years facilities are purposely built and designed for 2 to 5 years old children, creating a stimulating environment for learning within a cozy and secure building. With the success and growing enrollments in nursery and early years, the school is expanding its early years hub to include more nursery classes, larger garden and play areas, and more opportunities for these youngest learners. Please discover more about Shrewsbury's Bangkok City campus and the early years program in the video that is coming up right now.
Hello, and welcome to Shrewsbury International School, Bangkok City Campus. Our school accepts children aged 2 to 11 or from nursery right through to year 6, and we follow the British national curriculum. Most of our teaching staff are recruited from the UK. I personally visit there every year to interview them, ensuring they meet the qualifications Shrewsbury expects. They must have at least 3 years teaching experience, hold a QTS, qualified teacher status, from the UK Ministry of Education. They must possess the right mindset to work hard in nurturing the development of our children. They must have real passion for their craft.
At Shrewsbury's Bangkok City Campus, our early years pedagogy and practice is inspired by the Reggio Emilia approach and blended to fit in with the UK's early years foundation stage curriculum. We use a child-led, active learning approach to nurture emotional, social and academic development, setting the foundation for successful lifelong learners. Our early years education centres around each individual child, and we begin with what the children already know and can do. We provide a learning structure based on their interests, and we ensure opportunities for active learning both indoors and outdoors, and we offer a rich and stimulating environment. Our early years hub facilities are designed specifically for 2 to 5-year-olds. The hub is located in a separate secure building because our earliest children have unique needs as they start their school journey. We have carefully chosen natural coloured furnishings for the hub, creating a cosy and homely atmosphere. And children can move freely within their classrooms and into the early years garden outside. Our other learning areas include our forest school, our splash pool, our beach and sand area, the fish ponds and the little gym. And we regularly review our equipment, prioritising health and safety. Now, following the success of our nursery and early years enrolment, we will expand our early years hub to support the growing number of our students. We will have more nursery classes, a larger garden and play area, and more opportunities for our younger learners.
I would like to invite you to come and visit us in person so you can see and tour our school, talk with our staff and experience our learning environment and see our exciting journey that your child would have here. Please scan the QR code on the screen to register for our open house or a private school tour or talk topic sessions or our mini open houses to learn more about the Shrewsbury International School Bangkok City Campus. Or you might want to join our playgroup to experience our early years hub beforehand. Join us, we all look forward to welcoming you.
And a huge thank you to those two ladies for their introduction and video presentation about the Shrewsbury International School Bangkok City Campus. I'm noticing in the comments here, it says, will anybody from Shrewsbury be answering questions like last year, as you'd like to know about the diversity in the early years? Again, if you're live on Facebook with us right now, if you're live with us on YouTube, put your specific questions into the chat here. And two things, either the school can come into the chat and answer your question, or we will be happy to deliver it to the school and make sure that they respond to you. So please do make use of that chat. Coming up next year, we have St. Andrews International School Bangkok, and I actually have a guest with me here, Mr. Bartok Moskwa. Bartok, how are you today?
I'm doing okay. Can you hear me okay, Stephen?
I can hear you well. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm so pleased. I think, I'm gonna call you out on this. I think you may be the only person has joined me all 4 years for the.
Okay, well, we've enjoyed it. We've it's always good to chat with you, but it's a nice shortcut for a lot of families who are considering 10 schools, and it's just a nice place for them to kind of meet all these schools all in one day, and then from here they go and they'll visit the schools that I think are most interesting for them. So it's always nice to be a part of this. Thanks for inviting us again.
No, absolutely my pleasure. And I meant that in the best way possible, that, I love seeing the same faces. You know what I mean? It not only means longevity, but also means experience. And it also means, we get to develop a relationship as well. So I want to offer you the same opportunity that our other guests have had. Set the stage for us for a St. Andrews International School Bangkok, kind of like, what's your favorite part about the school? Maybe a little bit of its history, maybe a little bit of its pedigree.
Sure. Yeah. And so one of the things that I'm always think asked to cover, it can be a little bit confusing. There are a lot of St. Andrew's schools in Bangkok, and so there's history that predates my 7 years at the school. But really now those are separate schools. And so for us, we're since 2013, we are the Nord Anglia International, St. Andrews International School, Bangkok. So our location, if any of the viewers are confused about which one I'm representing today, where our primary school is on Sukhumvit 71, and it's kind of tucked in a little bit on 71, so you might not see it from the main road. And then for our older, we call our high school, it's more of a secondary campus from year 7 to graduation. That's at Ekamai BTS. So that one, if those families who are living here in Bangkok, I'm sure they would have seen either riding on the BTS or driving by, just because the location is really great for families who do want to live at the Sukhumvit area. So we made that move about 7 years ago, 6-7 years ago, that where we took our older students, moved them into the secondary campus, and then we're able to kind of reconfigure our school in 71 to be focused specifically on the younger students. So there's a lot of stability in the school, in that, yes, we've been around as a school for more than 25 years here in Bangkok. The stability with having Mr. Paul Schofield, who's our head of school for over 20 years. I don't know if he appreciates me saying that, but it is something that is quite unique. And I think it adds that stability within the senior leadership team, that we've all been going kind of in the same direction, and we've really grown tremendously as a school over that time. I think that's really something that is a big credit to not just Paul, but the team around him, the head of the high school, head of primary school. They've all been together as a team for more than 15 years. For me, I'm just the baby of the group at 7 years. So, but I can just see how much easier it is to kind of push things forward together with the parent community to make to evolve the school and to serve our families in the best way that we can. It's allowed us to grow tremendously. Our school, we're an inclusive school, so that's something that's always been a part of our of our mandate. In that, I think when Paul first started here, we had 11 students in the high school. Now we have 1,300 in the high school. And now really we're in a position where, yes, there's families who will come to us and they have 3 children, and maybe 2 of the children are really strong academically independent students, and maybe the 3rd child needs lots of support. And it's always been part of our mission and vision of the school, in that we will support the entire family. We'll create those support opportunities for the student that needs help in certain areas, and it's allowed us to build a high needs program for those students with the most complicated needs. It's allowed us then to hire specialists into the school to support students who might need that kind of support, but also children in the mainstream. They might develop some challenges as they go through the school. It might be academic, it might be social, emotional, and it's nice to be able to have all those resources within the school with our therapists that are in the school that can support our students and help to support the family as a whole. And of course, once they're in the school, I also think it helps with having that nice variety of students. Something that our head of school talks about quite often is, this is what life is like. We're going to be surrounded by all kinds of people in our life, and they're not all exactly like us. And so it's nice to have those experiences where at times maybe the students have to be leaders, and other times they're part of a team, and maybe they're receiving help, or maybe they're providing help for their friends. So these are all these kind of soft skills, which I'm sure many schools are talking about here. I think that's a big part of our vision for many, many years. For us, now that we have become, I think, maybe the 2nd largest school in Bangkok in terms of number of students, it's allowed us to offer lots of extracurricular activities at the primary school. Students can expect between 20 and 25 different options every day after school, and then of course also on the weekends there'll be options for them. And it's great because when my children joined in year 2 and year 5, they were coming from a smaller school. They didn't quite have those opportunities yet, and that's something that really excited them. It really gave them a chance to to discover where their passions are and what do they really like. And now that they're teenagers in year 9 and in year 12, it's also given them direction into the areas that they think that they most want to focus on. So when they get into, we do IGCSE program up through year 11. And then for the final 2 years, we do IB diploma program, although that's not the only pathway that we have. We do have an IBCP, which is more career-related pathway. We also have BTech, which is a little bit more hands-on pathways as well for students. Majority of our students will of course go for the IBDP. And I think by then they already have a pretty good understanding of what it is that really excites them in school. And so they're not making blind choices, but they're making choices around their experiences at the school. And so that's really lovely to see. I mean, I'm seeing it with my children as they're picking subjects, and is subjects maybe I would not have expected them to choose just given their personalities, but because they tried it, and because the drama, for example, they tried drama, it's something, wow, this is really fantastic. And so they actually, my son is doing drama at IGCSE, and now he chose it as one of his IB subjects. And this is, it's a benefit to having that bigger school, because I think in the past, when we were smaller, I think we could only offer the core subjects, if you will, but now if you're a student who likes photography and you really want to take it further, we offer that at those higher levels. We dance at IGCSE as well. So it can be a hobby, but can actually be something where students can choose to really, extend themselves further in those areas. And that's a nice advantage when we have a graduating class of 150 students plus. It means we can offer options that we couldn't when our graduating class was 20 or 30 or 40 students. It just means that there's that you reach that critical mass where all of a sudden we make sure that anything our students might want to consider, there's likely other students that also have that same interest. And then so we put on that course for them, and that's something they can finish with. And then of course that sets them up really, really nicely for university after that.
I love it. I mean, I'm not even sure what question to ask. You just put such a nice painted a nice picture there. We do have a question from our chat though. You talked quite a bit about learning support, but they're asking about, do you have an area for extended learners?
Yeah, so because these year groups are quite large, meaning as a year 7 student who's equivalent of 6th grade in a U.S. system. Actually, where I went through a U.S. system growing up, we have 10 classes, so that's about 220 students, and so you would expect there'll be in that cohort there'll be students who kind of match the ability levels and interest groups that. They're going to find other students who are, maybe very strong in some areas and other areas where they need lots of support. And so generally the way that we do the extended opportunities for students who are already doing really, really well in some areas is to offer those as more as an ECA. So as an after school. Now, of course, there's differentiation in the classroom, and there's support for those students who are, maybe not as confident in certain core concepts. But for those students who are already at that high level, I think what the question is asking is, they'll have those chances to extend themselves. Certainly after school, there's differentiation in the classroom. It's really quite interesting. I'll walk into like a maths, because maths is a good indicator for this, is that a good example of this. We'll walk into a classroom and yes, they're all learning about maybe the same concept, but because it's differentiated, the students who are already, well-versed in have a lot of confidence in this area of learning, they might be doing something a little bit deeper within that area of learning than those students who need maybe that's their first time going through some of this material. So most of it is covered through differentiation, but if students are, well beyond that kind of what we would consider a normal differentiated classroom, there's opportunities for them to be a part of ECAs and different, we have some students really into their maths, and they're going through different conferences. Some of them might be with our Nord Anglia schools. We have 88 schools around the world. So there's opportunities for them to get involved, not just within our school, but within the other schools. There's two of our schools in Thailand, but we have schools all over Southeast Asia, Middle East, Europe, US, and they will have, some opportunities to travel for different maths experiences in other countries, obviously as they get older. So that's really where we want them to kind of take themselves further beyond what it would just be offered during their curriculum time.
Mm. If I'm a family that's just moving to Bangkok right now, or I'm considering a move, maybe a parent is changing positions or accepting a position of some kind, and I'm and my children are kind of coming in mid-stride, into either your lower school or your secondary school. What are some of the challenges that you see, or what are some of the questions that you get from parents about how to make that transition? What sort of welcoming committee they get, buddy system, talk me through that.
Yeah, I mean, the big issue for me that I always talk about, you've obviously been in Thailand for a long time as well. And so I have nothing but great things to say about Thailand. The one difficult thing I would say is the traffic. And so my advice to all families is always, once you find the school that you really, really love, you'll be just much happier if you can find residents, whether it's an apartment or a condo or house close to the school. It just makes life easier, and it allows the children then to explore those after school activities without having to worry about the extra 30 minutes of traffic that they'll face by doing an ECA. In terms of settling in, I mean, being a large school, I think it's maybe a little bit easier to settle into a school like ours, because we're always going to have new students joining us. So it's not just your children who are coming, who are the new kids. Actually, they'll be joined by a large number of other new students who will be joining us. I think having those ECAs is a really nice way for them to settle in, because they'll be making friendships around shared interests. And so it's not just, we look the same, so I guess we have to be friends. That's not a really great basis for a friendship. I think, ideally, the students will make friends around, this is my friend from the badminton team. This is my friend from drone flying club. This is my friend from robotics. This is my friend from Spanish after school. And then all of a sudden they're starting to make those connections with other children. They're enjoying school. And this is something that, unfortunately, when I was a kid, wasn't really a big part of a school's remit, which is happy children will want to do their best. They will try their hardest, not just because mom and dad are really supporting them to do it, but because it's important to them. And ideally, that's where we want to be with our students, where they're pushing themselves because they enjoy it. They really love it. I'm lucky I get to see this every day when I go into the classrooms, and I compare it against my own upbringing and going into schools where things were much more traditional. And so it means that I would say this new approach to learning, this modern approach to learning, is it's more about those soft skills rather than content. So sometimes part of my job is to explain this to parents, and for those who agree with this approach, they're going to love our school. For those who are looking, let's say, for a more traditional approach where the children are maybe extra homework and more about really being immersed in just the academic side, maybe they find another school that's a better fit for them. Not to say that, of course, we're not an academic school. We just approach it from a different way, in that we want the children to get excited by their learning, so that they will be pushing themselves rather than putting that on parents and teachers to try to motivate them and inspire them. And it could be academics, but it also could be, in addition to that, arts and sports and music. I think we have some of the biggest programs in the city. It's an inclusive program, not just in admissions, but inclusive in, just to give an example, in sports. For under-9 girls football, we have 3 teams. And yes, the first team is very, very good, and we're really proud of them. They have competitive opportunities and do really, really well. But for me, I'm more proud of the fact that it's not just those top 10 girls and everyone else is on the sideline watching them, but they're part of the program as well. And we try to find some competitive opportunities for them if that's something that they want to have. And that's it's been lovely to see the development of these programs, so that the students who are new to an activity, they won't be cut from the team because they didn't qualify in terms of their ability. Of course, they won't qualify because they haven't actually tried playing tennis before. But so we want to make sure that we have a tennis program that is inclusive to those students who are already playing at a very high level, and those students who are brand new to the activity and getting all the benefits that the other students would get. So I would say for us, that would be a huge part of that settling in, is just finding friends that have those same interests, and then making sure creating opportunities for parents to get to know the other parents. We host activities for parents as well after school, for them to join different programs to get to know the other parents and maybe develop some friendships. So that's a really nice way for both our Thai and our international parents to kind of get to know one another, and through these different activities that our very active parent-teacher group organizes for them.
Fantastic. Final question for you, Bartek. Talk to me about the end of school life. So in your secondary school, you know, these are the kids that are graduating with an IB or whatever path they happen to choose.
Yep.
Talk to me about your connection with, you know, universities, with, you know, guiding students to, you know, lift off into, you know, that next phase in life. Like, what does that look like?
So the students would, of course, you know, those who finish the IB diploma program, you know, there's lots of different you know, pathways out there in the Bangkok community. We quite like, obviously, the IB. We chose it for our school. We think it's not just an academic qualification, but there's, you know, things like extended essay. There's things like TOK, which is a theory of knowledge, and you probably know about most of this already. But maybe some of the parents don't, especially if they have young children. It's something where the students are choosing 6, maybe 7 subjects in those final 2 years. I quite like that, because I know when I was a student, I know certainly with my kids, they're not exactly sure which direction they want to pursue. So I'm happier that they're doing 6 or 7 rather than 2 or 3. With 2 or 3, you're kind of committing to a direction that in 2 years' time, as a student, you think, ooh, actually, I prefer another way. But if you've only done those 2 or 3 subjects, I guess, you know, for some students, you know, I think they benefit from having more of those options. And then it means that when they apply to university, obviously with an IB diploma, it's something that's much, much appreciated across the universities I get to speak with. They come to visit us on every tour that they do, meaning universities from, you know, the US and Canada and UK, and all over Europe and Australia as well. We have 4 full-time academic counselors in the high school who are working with students to help them choose the subjects that would kind of put them in the best position for success and getting into the school that they would like. They're really, really helpful in you know, keeping them kind of on schedule and helping parents to make those decisions as well. And we have 75% of our children get into their first choice university. And, you know, and of course, we're very proud of those who are getting into those top schools. And that's, you know, that's been their goal and that's been their pathway. But, you know, for us, we're just as proud of those students. Maybe that was never part of their profile, but, you know, getting into a really, really good school. Okay, that's not maybe, you know, one of the top 100 in the world. That's okay. We're still very proud of those students. It might be an art school. It might be, you know, we had a pilot school that's their passion. And so, you know, that's not something, it doesn't always have to be, well, you know, you have to get into these top universities or else somehow it's not success. And so for us, we define success by, you know, looking at the individual student and what is their pathway? How are they going to be able to find the school of their choice? Because it will be different for different students. So it's great. I've been able to, you know, make a lot of friends in the parents groups, and it's nice because they check in with me and they make me feel confident that it's a good pathway. The students who go to universities after IB, they feel it's a really like a very natural transition into university, because those final 2 years they have to be very independent, which is what they have to be at first year of uni, right? Where they have to be able to manage their time and do all those things on their own. It's not the hands aren't being held for those final 2 years. They have to kind of develop their own you know, kind of individual management of their time, and that will lead to success when they get to university.
Fantastic. Mr. Bartek Maskwat, thank you so much for taking time out of your morning today to speak with us. Really, really appreciate it. Always a pleasure to have you here on the virtual summit. And we'll be directing a couple questions to you as well. So thank you so much.
Okay, thanks so much.
Folks, at this time out, I want to just introduce St. Andrews International School Bangkok and give their video presentation. St. Andrews International School Bangkok is one of 73 schools in the Nord Anglia education family. They offer a British educational curriculum with an international perspective that begins in nursery and leads up to IGCSE examinations in year 11 and culminates with the International Baccalaureate Diploma after completing year 13. They are an inclusive school that invites children from all backgrounds and abilities to participate in the educational offerings on their diverse campus. Without further ado, I will tee up their video. And once again, that was St. Andrews International School Bangkok. I thank them once again for that presentation. On to our next school, which is St. Andrews International School, Dusit. And so we do not have a guest from St. Andrews International School, Dusit, but we do have their video presentation. So St. Andrews International School, Dusit is a British international school set just outside the grounds of the Chitralada Palace in Bangkok. Dusit is a fully inclusive and co-educational school for children aged 2 to 11. Since opening with 5 children in 2010, it has expanded to just over 350 children distributed throughout 20 classes. At St. Andrews Dusit campus, the focus is on how children learn and the way their curriculum is delivered to meet all learning styles and abilities. The school itself prides itself on providing an exciting, engaging, and challenging British curriculum, which enables each individual student to make excellent progress and achieve their full potential. Students are recognized as individuals at St. Andrews and are encouraged to challenge themselves in all areas of school life to do their best. They do have, just so everybody knows, an upcoming opening house on Saturday, March 9th and Tuesday, March 26th from 9 to 11 a.m. So I guess the March 9th one was, was a little, is in the past, but on Tuesday, March 26th from 9 to 11 a.m., there is an open house for anybody who's listening live right now. And without further ado, I would like to play the St. Andrews Dusit video. Thank you very much to St. Andrews International School in Doucet for that presentation. Our next school is St. Andrews International School in Sathorn. St. Andrews International School Sathorn offers the best of international learning. Through an enriched and balanced English national curriculum, children are empowered to become determined individuals. Their Sathorn campus is nestled in the central business district close to MRT Lumpini and BTS Salindang. Their school has proudly steeped over 20 years of history, culture, community, and care. Globally, they are part of the Cognita family of schools. In this extensive network of around 100 schools in 16 different countries with 85,000 children are learning to thrive in a rapidly evolving world. To learn more about their culture of care, their creative learning environments, their dedicated teachers, and to get a true feeling for the St. Andrews Sathorn spirit, they recommend a school tour. And they look forward to seeing you and your family soon. So with that, let's get a little view of what that looks like. Here we are with their video right now. Thank you once again to St. Andrews International School in Sathorn as well. Our next school is actually, I'm really excited about this because we have the Varee Chiang Mai International School joining us from Chiang Mai. And anybody who has been, pardon me, anybody who has been paying attention to BKK Kids over the past couple of years, we have really been reaching out and expanding our reach, not only in the Bangkok area, but what we call beyond Bangkok. So schools in Pattaya, as you've seen already, but we're starting to feature more and more schools in Chiang Mai, and we're actually going to be talking about more and more schools in Phuket as well, which is really exciting for us because this the international school system and the availability and the opportunity for education around Thailand in general is just absolutely fantastic. And the best news is we actually have a guest here from Varee Chiang Mai, and she's right here. Hello, Dr. Joanne. How are you?
Hi.
Hi, it's very nice to see you. How are you today? Oh, do we have a little bit of
we're great. This is Miss Annie. She's accompanying me.
All right, excellent. Lady Cop. Well, I'm very, very happy to have both of you here. As I have offered to our other guests that have been talking about their schools in the summit today, I want to offer you the same opportunity. Would you please, set the stage for us? Give us a little bit of background about Varee, and also maybe what are your favorite things about either the campus or the school or something like that.
Okay. We're quite a small international school. We've got 400 at the moment. What is it?
441.
441 students. We're very family orientated. That's one of the beauties of our school. We've just had a recent inspection by Education Development Trust, who actually commended us on our family atmosphere here. We're a British curriculum school, so Cambridge, A-level, IGCSE. Yeah, it's a great campus, beautiful campus. We're actually nested within a big Thai school, an English program school, as well as the international school as well. So we've got 3,400 students on this campus in total.
Wow, that
441.
I think that's going to make a
students.
few people. Yeah, that's going to make a few people scratch their heads a little bit. So, explain to us a little bit how that works. You know, because you said you're a small school with only 400, but then you're a part of a larger campus of 3,500.
We can't. The sounds. We can't hear you.
Oh no. Let's see. Can you hear me now? I have not changed anything on my side.
Yes, but it keeps going on and off. It keeps going on
Okay.
on and off.
Okay, well, let's. I think it's just the interwebs coming up to Chiang Mai. My question was if you could tease out the explanation behind how your school is embedded within a larger campus, because you said your school is very small. It's 401 students or 11 students, but you said that the campus has 3,500 students. So how does that work?
Yeah. Well, we're on the same campus. Vari Chiang Mai School has been established how long? 20 years? 22 years, but we've actually been established as an international arm of the school for the last 10 years. So we are actually in the same campus. So the beauty of it is we share the same facilities. So we have amazing sports facilities and a big auditorium. So some of the facilities we share, which is quite nice. So we maintain that Thai ethos as well because of it.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Can you tell me, is the international school section available for high school students? Oh, I'll try again. Is the international school available for high school students? Secondary level.
Yes, we have a secondary level school. I'm based in the secondary school because I'm the college counselor here as well. So yes, we're right the way up to Key Stage 5.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. Tell me about the facilities that you have. You said that because you share facilities with the larger Vari school, what types of sports do you offer? What types of sports facilities do you have? What types of extracurricular activities are available in Chiang Mai?
Okay, we've got an international size swimming pool. We've got basketball courts, tennis, football, volleyball, running track. We offer rugby as well, futsal, every sport, netball. I think we do everything, don't we? Yeah. All sports. We're particularly good at football. We just won the CMAC, the Chiang Mai Schools Under-20 Championship. So particularly good at football.
Congratulations. That's fantastic. Wonderful. Tell me, so I know that one of the concerns or one of the conversations that parents have about either relocating to Chiang Mai or having their kids go to school in Chiang Mai is, when the air changes, right? So there's large pollution days and those kinds of things. So do you have special precautions for or special operations for when, the air turns bad in Chiang Mai?
During smoky season.
Correct.
Sorry, it's really bad, the sound. We take full precautions here at school for when the pollution levels go over a certain level. We've got air purifiers in all classrooms and in the gyms. So we do indoor play during that time. So Yeah, it is a concern to parents about the pollution levels here in Chiang Mai, but it only lasts it's about, at the moment, it's not too bad.
Not too bad this year. Not too bad.
This year has not been as bad as previous years, so it fluctuates. So, but we do take precautions at the school to make sure all our students are breathing in clean air in the classrooms, and we've got air purifiers in each room.
Okay, thank you very much. There's a follow-up question about your secondary school.
Yeah, and we only do during this time we only do indoor activities.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. There's a follow-up question regarding your secondary school about what learning pathways do you offer? So do you offer, many different pathways in your secondary school?
Sorry, we can't hear
you. All right. Let's see. I'm wondering why you can't hear me.
Is it possible to send them to send?
If you look in the comments over on the right-hand side, you can see that people are asking about your learning pathways.
Yeah, can you say that again? But it's breaking up.
Mm-hmm. So the question I have for you is, can you explain the different learning pathways that you have at Vari in your secondary school?
Is it possible to type the question in chat so we can hear the question? I'll get the question, please. Sorry, we can't hear you.
Oops.
What learning pay? What does that mean?
Student fee.
Do you want to know the student fees? Learning pathways do you offer in second way? Well, we offer IGCSEs in secondary, Cambridge IGCSEs, and we also offer Cambridge A-levels and EdXL A-levels. Do you want to know the subject areas?
Yes, please.
Subject areas, have you got the thing?
Subject for?
Yeah, for IGCSEs, we do cover most subjects. So compulsory English language, maths, science, computing, geography, history, also Thai first language, French, Chinese, and Chinese foreign language. Okay, that's IGCSEs. A-levels, we offer a variety of A-level choices as well. Is there anything specific you want to know about the A-level choices? In talking with colleagues? No, not at all. Our students have gone to universities all around the world. In fact, last year we had offers from the University of Oxford and Dartmouth College. So our students 100% went into the college university of their choice. So we have got some amazing university offers last year and this year as well. University College London, London School of Economics. We found a lot of students go into STEM subjects as well, particularly the girls for some reason. Why do parents choose Chiang Mai versus Bangkok? Chiang Mai is a beautiful, beautiful place to live and study. It's very green. We've got mountains around here. It's obviously a lot smaller than Bangkok, easier to get around. I've been here 18 years. I absolutely love it here. And so does everybody that visits here. So it's a very nice place to live. So I think that's the reason why parents choose Chiang Mai as opposed to Bangkok. Any more questions? Is there anything to add to that? How do we plan to grow over the coming years? We plan to, we could grow very fast if we wanted to, but we wanted to remain true to our identity as an international school. So maintain a very broad student nationalities to make it a real international school. So we're planning to expand in terms of making it a two class in every year, and to get more subjects, to offer more subjects as part of that. Maybe like a music drama area. So we've got plans to expand in that area as well. Any more questions?
Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you.
Kap Kong Kap. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, folks, that was the Vari Chiang Mai International School. I apologize. We did have a little bit of a connection problem with them up there, but I really do thank Dr. Joanne Robinson, and I apologize. I did not catch the name of her colleague who was there with her. But we do have their video presentation here for us to go through here. And so, without further ado. Well, thank you very much to the Vari Chiang Mai International School. I really appreciate Dr. Joanne and her colleague taking time out of their busy day to join us and answer some questions about the school up there in Chiang Mai. As I mentioned before, we are, really trying, we've really tried over the past couple of years here to continue to expand the number of schools and the number of offerings that we have over at BKK Kids. So expanding, not only throughout the Bangkok region, but then what we call beyond Bangkok. And, you can check out chiangmaikids.com. And very soon, spoiler alert, teaser here, pretty soon you're gonna be able to check out Phuket Kids as well. because we are definitely reaching out because we want to, get as a full picture of the educational scene in Thailand as we possibly can. So thank you once again to them. Our next school is Wellington College International Bangkok, and I'm pretty excited here to have my guest with me here, Miss Jane Forster. Hey, Jane, how are you today?
I'm very good, Stephen. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm glad that you can hear me. We had a little trouble in the last one, but I think that was a speaker system on the other side, but whatever. It is what it is.
I can hear you.
Excellent. So, Ms. Jane, as I have offered to the other guests that we've had on the virtual summit here today, I'd like to offer you the opportunity to sort of set the stage for us about Wellington and I see we have a guest coming in. Set the stage about Wellington and kind of tell us about the Wellington College, about the school itself. But I'm always asking everybody, like, what's your favorite part about it? Like, what gets you up in the morning and gets you excited about Wellington?
That's such a good question. The thing that people always notice about Wellington and the thing that makes me so happy to be at Wellington is how happy all the children are. Of course, they're academically engaged. Of course, they are amazing at sports and arts, but they're really happy to be at school. It comes from the early years where we have a really well thought out program on how children settle, how parents are part of that settling process, how they are prepared every single stage. They're prepared for the next stage. So they're really happy to come to school. And we have parents all the time saying that the children are really disappointed when it's the holiday and they can't come in. So I think it's the happiness of the students. They really are glad to be at Wellington. And another example of that is that you can have all the offers and promotions and discounts in the world, but the main reason that people come to Wellington is on personal recommendation. Almost every family that we have brings a family, brings a sister, brings a cousin, brings a friend, and that is the way to build a really secure and solid community. And I think that's really special at Wellington.
Wow. That you're the first person to put that down. That's really powerful. Mr. James Goddard, welcome to the interview. I'll offer you the same question just because I'd love to hear your perspective as well. Like, you're the director of swimming. What's your one special thing about Wellington that brings you to campus every day?
Well, I'm very passionate about sport, and I'm very lucky that I've got a team that are very passionate about sport, not just in the swimming department, but in many of the other sports as well. We've got a fantastic golf program here, swimming department, of course, some really keen basketball players and football players. But we've got some really passionate teachers and coaches here as well, which really kind of inspires me as well. We've got some high-level swimmers who are competing at the national level. Some of them have represented Thailand. So for me personally, it's having a really great team around me with some passionate coaches and teachers, but also some passionate swimmers as well. That really kind of helps me to wake up at 4:15 in the morning to get here. My swimmers are in the water at 5:20 most mornings, so it really does help me knock off that alarm clock and think, right, okay, we've got to work hard today. And we've got some really good kids here. We've got some really good kids. With lots of passion. We've also got some really nice facilities here as well. I'm not sure if we mentioned it. We've got an Olympic-sized swimming pool. We've got a 10-lane, 50-metre swimming pool. And then right next to it as well, we've got a 5-lane, 25-metre pool with a little baby splash area, a 5x5 baby splash area for the learner swimmers. I've literally just come from a year 4 class now, which I was helping to cover. We could get them swimming in the Olympic-sized swimming pool with waves. It was fantastic for these little kids to be able to get in the deep end with an Olympic-sized swimming pool, and build that confidence, build their swimming ability. So I hope I've given you a few reasons there, but it is a really fun place to come. We're building sport all the time. We're still fairly new school.
We're now 6 years.
6 years, yeah, 6 years. So we are pretty new compared to most of the big schools. But we really are developing sport from a sport point of view. We're developing sport very quickly. And we've got some great kids, and some passionate teachers and coaches as well.
I'm going to sympathize with you, Mr. James. I have a swimmer myself in the secondary universe, and so that early morning wake up is There's got to be a good reason for it, but you know, there you go.
Yeah, I did it all the way. Sorry, I was going to say I did it all the way through when I was a kid as well. And people say, "Do you get used to it? You know, do you get used to it?" And you never get used to it. But it's still, every time that alarm goes off at 4:15, it's like, oh gosh. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's fun.
Absolutely. So Miss Jane, I love that you you teed me up perfectly there. That you've been around for 6 years. Talk to me about the next 2 or 3 academic years. Like, how is Wellington continuing to grow? How is your curriculum continuing to evolve and change? How are you addressing the technological challenges like AI and whatnot with parents and those kinds of things?
Okay, well, we couldn't have a better question, because the next 2 years are really exciting for us, because we open our sixth form in August. So we've been growing organically. So when we started, we had less than 100 children. We didn't go further than year 6. And a lot of those young children have been with us 6 years, and they're now going into sixth form. So we're opening a fantastic sixth form on the 5th floor of our first senior building, the Skylight building. That will open in August. So for the next 2 years, we'll be working on that. We'll have our first IGCSE results in August too. And then as all of our students come up from early years through the school, the numbers will grow in a very controlled way. So at the moment, we are 850 students. In August, we'll be 950 plus. And then the plan is to grow gradually as we open our second senior building, the Crowthorne building, which is planned for August 2025. And then after that, we have plans for early years expansion, because at the moment we could fill every single one of our early years places a few times over. So we hate disappointing people.
I feel that. I totally understand that. Take me down that path where, in terms of curriculum, in terms of what parents are asking for. We have a question here about, do you offer A levels and IB, and how many IB subjects do you offer?
Okay, well, we're an A-level school. We follow the British curriculum, so we offer IGCSEs at the end of year 11 or when you're 16, and then we offer A-levels at the age of 18 or the end of year 13. We offer 20 subjects in A-level, and obviously each subject will have at least one specialist teacher. Many of them have many very experienced specialist teachers who have taught not just in the UK where they qualified, but they've also taught around the world. They've taught A-levels in other big international schools. So yeah, it's the British system, so it's an A-level, not an IB school.
Okay, fantastic. Mr. James, tell me about, when you talk with, parents about being a part of the sports program, or, like, what does it mean to commit to sports at Wellington? I mean, it's like, you're in and you're committed, or, like, how does it connect with the academic program? What sort of opportunities for travel are there? These kinds of things.
Well, first of all, we've got some very passionate parents about sport here. I'm sure we do at all schools, but that makes our job actually a lot better, because we're very passionate about it too. So we really kind of work together, which is one of the main things and one of the positive things about having some top sports programs at schools, is that you can work closely with the parents, and we can have this fantastic communication. We really have catered for pretty much everybody. From the swimming department, we've got our Learn to Swim, we've got some Learn to Swim after school, all the way to the national level. We've actually got a few international swimmers as well here. But we have that across most sports. Like I said, we've got a great basketball department, football, golf is great. And we have that real range because, like Ms. Jane was just saying, we have a lot of young kids coming through from pre-nursery and nursery. They want to do some sport as well. So we really have that wide range of that learn to play all the way to an elite level. Which I think is very important to grow something like that in a school that's quite new as well, because the sports departments will evolve and grow bigger and bigger and bigger. So we need those kind of pathways to make sure we have everything in place for the Learn to Swim or the beginners, all the way to the top level of sport as well. So it's something that's evolving and growing, but it's exciting. It really is exciting. There's a lot of potential here. Like I say, I've mentioned the facilities already. We've got some passionate kids and passionate parents. So we can kind of evolve and grow it in our own kind of way, with the help of the parents as well. I mean, they're very vocal here, which is fantastic as well. So it's, we can really kind of grow it and evolve it in our own way, which is really exciting for the future.
So, one of the easiest things to do, and I want to direct this at you, Miss Jane, is, it's easy to talk great about the school, right? Like we're positive, you're growing, you've got your sixth form coming up in August and those kinds of things. What are some of the challenges that parents come to you with, especially new parents that, may be considering a move, either, in the Bangkok area or whatnot, or people who are, coming to Thailand for the first time and are considering a school? What are their most important challenges that they come to you with? And, how does Wellington serve those?
Okay, well, the main challenge for any school, any parent, any student in Bangkok, I believe, is location. So what we always say to any new parent is make sure that your day looks good for you. Make sure that your day is the right day for the children. You could be the best school in the world, but if you live 30 miles away through the center of town, it's not right for you. So make sure that you're looking at schools. We always try to be really, really fair and say, look at schools that are right for you, where you walk in and you feel, yes, this is a warm place, this is a school with heart, but also something that is practical for you. If you are absolutely committed to something out of school and it's on the other side of Bangkok, again, that's something to think about. One thing that I've learned from our academic leaders, which is people often ask me to say, which is best, A-level or IBDP? And we always say, they're both really good. They are both, our sixth form at Wellington in the UK offers both. We chose to do A-levels so you can specialise a little bit earlier, but they're both a really good way to access the elite universities of the world. What you need to do is choose the school that's right for you. And the school that's right for your child might not be the same school that's right for my child or for James's child. All children are different. They have different passions, different ambitions, different requirements. And you just need to go into each school and do shop around. We never ever say to people, don't go anywhere else. In fact, we always say, go and look at every other school. And then you'll know that you're making the right decision, because it's really scary. Bangkok has it must be more international schools per square meter than any city in the world. That's exciting because there's many children in Bangkok, but it's also a bit scary for a parent, and they just think, how am I making the right decision? And I always say, you'll know. You'll walk into the school, you'll feel that this is right for my child, you'll have a connection with a teacher that you talk to, and then you'll be able to get a place, because that's not always a given, depending on the year group or the area or the school that you're in. But you'll know, do your research and choose the school that feels right for you. There's no wrong decision. There's a huge amount to choose from, but just take your time and take advice from admissions people, take advice from teachers. They're the experts, they can help you. And they will, if they're good, they will ask you the right questions about what your child needs, and use all of that information, and then you'll know you've made the right choice.
Thanks. Follow up, kind of going a little deeper there. Let's talk to me about when parents come to you and they say, look, I want my child to have a really full experience, beyond the academics. I mean, James, you've obviously been talking about the sports, but what other extracurriculars do you offer? How can how much can I fill up my student's day? Those kinds of things. Like, what other opportunities are they outside the sports universe?
Well, what we do is we offer a full Wellington Extra program, which, as James has said, it covers pretty much any sport that you want to do. It also offers some of the more niche sports and things like we offer triathlon. We offer things at all different levels. We offer drama and magic and arts and ceramics and dance and singing. We also talk about the productions and performances. We have one really big production every year. So in June, we'll be doing Little Shop of Horrors in senior school. In May, we're going to do Dragon Days in junior school. So there's those opportunities if you're artistic. And you know, if your speciality is to play guitar or to play violin or to sing or to act or to dance, or to be behind the scenes, working on posters, working on the technical side. So there's lots of different ways to get involved. And as you progress through the school, we have things like Duke of Edinburgh. So they do bronze in year 10, they do silver in year 11, and then gold in year 12. So we offer Duke of Edinburgh, then we do all kinds of extension for the academic subjects. So you can be in maths squad, you can do other language conversation classes. We're doing the Great Debate next week, which we're hosting here for years 7 to 11. So it really is a huge selection. And when I tour with parents and they ask about all these things and we show the different areas, we show the facilities. I mean, this is a big campus, so we have 70 RAI, and it still isn't finished because we're still growing with the needs of 2024 and onwards. It was such a wise decision when they made, when they first built Wellington, because they didn't build it completely full. They built some of it according to the needs of the students, and we've built according to the needs as they change. Because in 2017, the world looked very, very different to how it's going to look in 2025. So we feel like, you know, we can respond to those challenges. We can make our music areas a little bit different. We can make our science labs completely different. We can, because things have happened in the last 8 years. So we didn't know then what we know now. So I think that as you walk around with parents and they see all these different areas, it stimulates in them a conversation they can have with their child. It stimulates in them thoughts of things their children have been good at before or might be showing signs of. I think that the school is very responsive, you know, and teachers come to James and to the other sports teachers and they say, you know, why haven't we got this? You know, wouldn't it be great? And we say, yeah, let's try and work with that. And before you know it, we're entering the GBAC volleyball. You know, it's something that we didn't have 2 years ago, but students have had the chance to shape it. And with our sixth form, the students will have the chance to shape the sixth form offering as well. So yeah, I think there's still so much growth here. It's amazing.
Fantastic. Well, Miss Jane and Mr. James, I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your busy morning to speak with me today. You are the last but not least school, although we do have a sneak appearance that Patty is going to come back around. Sorry, Pataya. Bengal Patana. That's the one. They're going to come join us again. But thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. And we're going to show your video now. So thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
Take care.
All right, folks, and without further ado, we will show Wellington's.
Hi, I'm Tom Lemon. I'm a PE teacher here at Wellington College International Bangkok, and I'm also head of secondary school wellbeing, and I'm really enjoying working here. The atmosphere around the school, you can see behind me, there's a lot going on every day, lots of happy, supportive students and helping each other through the days. Staff body enjoy their time here, supportive of each other as well, and just the general buzz around the school is really positive, and it's a really happy place to be.
My name is Kester McLeish. I am the Year 6 class teacher of Pullman class at Wellington College, Bangkok. I teach maths and English and reading, as well as theme and wellbeing to the children in my class. The children are brilliant, they are so engaged, enthusiastic. They have a really wide sort of breadth of knowledge and a really strong passion to learn, which is really brilliant to see across the curriculum. They're all really well-rounded. I think there's so many opportunities at Wellington to engage with and learn so many different new skills and explore different subjects, because the children have so many specialist teachers that they really have a fantastic level of expertise when they're delivering those subjects to the students. On the whole, the students are they're really brilliant, they're really well behaved, they've got loads of ideas and a fantastic passion for learning, which is really lovely to see. And yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure to be working here. I'm looking forward to seeing what the journey continues to bring.
Thank you once again to our friends over at Wellington College for that. And a special thing that we are promoting here as well is that they are offering the Sixth Form Award. It's a value at 1 million Thai baht. So all students entering year 12 for the Sixth Form in August 2024 or 25 are invited to apply for a limited number of Sixth Form awards. Their Sixth Form opens in August 2024. As a reminder, offering a range of A-level courses which pave the way to prestigious universities worldwide. So just want to, everybody who is watching the virtual summit right now, or if you're watching the recording, Wellington College has these Sixth Form awards that are, I don't know, it looks quite fantastic. Now, I am happy to say that this was going to be our ending today, but because we had some technical difficulties in the morning, we have asked our friends over at Bangkok Patana School to come back and join us. And so I'm so happy that our earlier guest, Megan Wilson, was able to join me. Megan, you are back.
I'm back.
I'm so happy that my team was able to reach out to you and have you join us once again, because I really apologize that we had some technical difficulties there and we didn't get to have your message come out properly.
That's absolutely fine.
So I wanted to technology happens, and as someone who's been doing it for a long time, I totally get it. But let's talk about your school for just a few minutes. I wanted to offer you again, just like I've offered the opportunity to other people here, to sort of set the stage for Patana about the school itself, but then what gets you up in the morning, what brings you to Patana with a smile on your face.
Wonderful. So my name is Megan Wilson, and I'm a leader of learning and curriculum here in Key Stage 1 at Bangkok Patana School. I think we are an exceptionally unique school. We are not-for-profit, which means we have an abundance of resources that are at our fingertips to best support the children and be responsive to their needs, which I think is really exciting thing about our school. It is a very, very large campus, but it is beautifully weaved together. So even though it may seem like we have a very large student body, when you're actually here on campus, it feels very small, feels very close-knit, and it feels like a community. So I think that's another thing that makes Patana a very special place. We're very forward-thinking. I know we were talking about this earlier, so I'm going to repeat myself a little bit, but we are a very forward-thinking school. We invest a lot of time and energy into investigating and exploring the latest research and developments in education. We keep ourselves very up to date and look at what can be implemented effectively to best suit the needs of our learners. So we are always moving forward and growing and changing with the times, which again makes Patana very special. For me as a parent, something I really love about Patana are the extracurricular opportunities available here for children. So we have everything from access to the art room after school with the specialist art teachers to explore and invent and discover, to rock climbing, to rugby. Plus we have some very serious or high level clubs where children are swimming at swim competitions all over the world, gymnastics and things like that. So a whole range of extracurricular opportunities for children at the school. I think we have about 600 ECAs a week, which is really wonderful as well. And, we have an exceptional staff team. from everyone from the business staff straight through to senior leadership, the teachers. We are all here. We are all incredibly excited. We are all here to make as big a difference as we can for the children and the world of tomorrow. And so it's a very special place to be.
Nice. I love it. I want to follow up on what you were mentioning earlier, as well as what you kind of just put on the table there about being progressive and being aware of what's going on in the world, continuing to evolve and change. And earlier you were saying how data-driven you are and how evidence-based you are. Talk to me about how that ties into things like the advent of artificial technology and how you're dealing with that with parents and students, the changing political scenes in the world, these kinds of things, and how that is playing itself out in classrooms and whatnot.
I think something that Patina really has to its advantage is we're not afraid of change. Mm-hmm. And so when things crop up, we embrace, we explore, we learn about, whether, for example, AI, let's say, there's no knee-jerk reactions here at Patina. We want to find out exactly what's going on. How can we utilize this? We're very lucky to have an extraordinary staff team. So we have so many different pockets of expertise here at the school that we can draw upon to ensure that we know exactly how we can take these advancements and move them forward so we can be the most impactful on the children in our care. And I think that's what sets us apart, is that we're not afraid of that change. We're always looking to be better and to move forward. So we view these things like ChatGPT as quite exciting. How can we do this? Because we can't, it's happening, it's out there. Our children are going to grow up and need to know how to use this technology. And it's evolving every day. How can we not only use it creatively and effectively as educators, but how can we ensure that the children are using it effectively for their own learning as well? So I think, because we're research-based, because we're evidence-based, because we take our time making sure that we know what's going on out there and we know the impact it's having, and we're looking all the time at how that can be impactful for the children and responsive to their needs, that really sets us apart.
Fantastic. Tell me about, are there any typical challenges that parents come to you with, especially in sort of your primary school there, as the leader of learning and curriculum for year 2? Are there particular curriculum concerns, or, will my child fit in, or, what if I have some special needs, or those kinds of things?
I think the challenges families face are varied, and every family comes to you and every child comes into your class with their own unique set of needs and challenges. And we are incredibly well equipped here at Patina to meet those needs. It is our priority to make sure that every child in our care reaches their full potential, has every opportunity to be successful, and to develop, most importantly, a love of learning and a passion, to find kind of their passion and who they are. So yeah, there are most definitely challenges, but I would say that for every family it can be very different. And you're right, you mentioned quite a few of the big ones. So will my child fit in? Will they have friends? Will they develop friendships and relationships? So that's something that, we prioritize. Special educational needs. So we have a fantastic support for learning department. We have, each year group has their own in-house support for learning specialist who's expertly trained to not just work with the child, but also work with the class teachers so that we know how to meet the needs of that child to ensure everyone's challenged appropriately. We have a speech and language therapy department on site, which is fantastic. We also have school counselors for both primary and secondary, for any of those kind of outside the academic realm of needs that you may have, and that happens within the school day. So we have an abundance of support for those situations as well. In terms of, I can't remember. For example, English as an additional language, I think was another one you've just mentioned as well. We also have an EAL department. And again, like support for learning, each year group has its own specific has a team member whose specialism is language acquisition. And they work with the children individually in groups and with the class teachers to ensure that everything we put in place is done in such a way to really support the learning needs of those EAL children. So there are lots of challenges. I think for every family, they're very different. But here at Patina, we are incredibly experienced at being able to see those children as individuals and meet those needs.
Fantastic. Final question for you. Talk to me about what is the year 2024, 25, and maybe the next year after that. What does it look like in terms of how the campus will change or evolve? Maybe how the curriculum might change and evolve over that time. And I love you already put out there. There's some international opportunities and those kinds of things. How will those continue to grow?
Oh my goodness. There's always a lot happening here at Patina. So thinking ahead for the next couple of years, I think it would take me an incredibly long time to talk you through all of the amazing things that are going to be happening. Some big ones, thinking about how the campus is evolving. So I think I was mentioning this earlier, we are getting a brand new set of tennis courts here at the school. So in terms of our facilities, there is always work being done to again, move the school forward, even in terms of the facilities that we have, so the children have everything they need at their fingertips, whether it's for their curriculum or their extracurricular activities after school. Curriculum is always evolving here at Patina. So I know that in the primary school, we are currently doing a curriculum review of our maths, and we're always looking at how we can ensure certainly curriculum coverage, but also how we can enhance the curriculum to ensure that the children in our care have their needs met, and that we're taking into consideration what it's like to live abroad, what it's like to grow up internationally, and how we can ensure that balance between learning and also becoming a global citizen, and well-being as well. So like you were saying, are you settled? How about those relationships you're building with your peers and with your teachers? Those positive relationships are really important here at school. So we do a lot of work around those sorts of needs all the time. So that's always growing and changing, and things that we're always looking at. And I think, so we were talking about the campus, talking about curriculum.
And then I asked you about international opportunities, because I'm always interested in that, Model United Nations, and then you said some swimming competitions, like blow my mind with a couple of those things.
So there's a lot that we're involved in. Patina is a member of FOBISIA, so of course there's opportunities to participate in all the FOBISIA competitions in Asia. We're also a member of CSAC, so the school participates in all the CSAC competitions as well. We have people traveling on, for example, we just had a ski trip where we had a group of children go skiing in Japan over the half-term holidays. So there's lots of opportunities for that. Children from year 2 through the rest of the school, certainly through primary, participate in one residential a year. So whether that's going to Khao Yai or to Hua Hin, or in year 2, we have a year 2 sleepover at school. There's all kinds of opportunities like that as well. So there's an incredible amount going around. There's an incredible amount happening at school. We have an entire department dedicated to the ECAs and extracurriculars and competitions happening. So they'd be probably better placed to answer your question, and could probably go on for a very long time about all of the opportunities.
Well, I will let parents follow up with you directly, or follow up with your ECA department early. But thank you so much for coming back and talking to us about Patina once again.
Thank you for having me, Stephen. It's been really fun.
My pleasure. So I'm going to once again show off the Patina video, just for everybody who joined us earlier and did not see the Facebook presentation. So let's see that to end our presentation today.
Hello, and a very warm welcome to Bangkok Patina School, Thailand's original British international school. We are a large, friendly and truly international community with over 60 nationalities. Bangkok Patina offers students a unique breadth of opportunity both within and outside the classroom. to ensure that each and every one of our learners reaches their full potential. Our primary students from nursery to year 6 follow a progressive British-based curriculum, which is adapted to engage, challenge and excite them, whether they are learning atomic theory or exploring in our outdoor classroom. In secondary, students follow the British curriculum until year 11, when they take IGCSE exams and then move on to study the IB Diploma programme. Students are supported by a strong pastoral system and a team of dedicated and inspiring teachers. A highlight for many of our students is our expansive extracurricular programme, with 500 activities running each week after school. These provide critical opportunities for students to follow their passions, establish friendships and learn new skills. Our school values of well-being, learning and global citizenship are at the heart of all we do. Our 50-acre campus is located in southeast Bangkok and is easily accessible by BTS or our school shuttle service. As our school buses are usually moving against the traffic, the journey to school from popular residential locations such as Asok and Krompong take only around half an hour. We have a wonderful community here at Bangkok Patana. Do contact us if you would like to find out more.
There you have it, folk. This has been the BKK Kids Virtual School Summit British Schools Curriculum presentation for the day. Just wanted to put all of the schools that joined us today on the screen here one more time for you. You can see all of their logos here. And then if you'd like to see the actual schools themselves, you get Bangkok Patana, Bangkok Prep or Bangkok International Preparatory and Secondary School, Brighton College, British International School Phuket, King's College International School, Regents International School Bangkok, and Regents International School Pattaya, Shrewsbury International School Bangkok City Campus, St. Andrews International School Bangkok, St. Andrews International Dusit, and St. Andrews International Sathorn, Vari Chiang Mai International School, and Wellington College International Bangkok. I also would like to remind you as well that, this information, as well as tons of more information, is available in our 2024 International Schools Guide. It's available right now. If you go to bkkkids.com or chiangmaikids.com right now, you can just go to that top menu item right there where it says schools, and you can very easily access this school guide, which has 160 some odd pages of detailed information about all of the more than 140 schools in Bangkok, but then also, as I said, in Chiang Mai and Phuket and beyond. And then finally, check out the 2024 BK Kids activities and camp guides that are coming out soon. Again, a curated list of activities and camps, not only in Bangkok, but beyond Bangkok as well, that we have, we've vetted, we've listened to parents, we've seen the programs that people love and continue to grow. And so we've put all those in there so it's easily accessible for you. But a big thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions at all, please just come over to our Facebook page at bkkkids.com, or YouTube channel at BKK Kids, or just come over to bkkkids.com or chiangmaikids.com. And we'd be happy to answer any questions for you, connect you to any of these schools, or help you in any way. My name's Stephen Laddick. I'm the director of BKK Kids. Please join us tomorrow, because we'll be talking with all of our American curriculum schools, international baccalaureate schools, and other types of curriculums as well. So we've got a dozen or so or more schools that we'll be looking at there. But until then, I wish you a farewell and thank you very much.